Hi YouTube, it's Pen Paper 19 and I am here to start day one of the Colorvent calendar. It's December 1st, 2024. A few years ago, for a couple years, I purchased the Diamine Inkvent calendar, but I stopped ordering it. I don't know why, I wasn't using them, I wasn't very excited about them. But then I saw this year that Colorverse came out with an advent calendar, and I really, really do love Colorverse inks. So I thought I'd give it a try. So this year I'm doing I did not open this beforehand. I am going to open them day by day. My plan is to upload a daily video, and my plan is to do the following. So I'll open the door for that day. I opened today's. I will do a swatch card of the color. I will compare it with the existing inks I have to see which color most closely resembles the color from the Colorverse calendar, just based on the colors that I own. And then what I will do is actually, using a pretty fine nib, because I tend to write with a very fine nib, I will swatch the ink in both my current Hobonichi Cousin for 2024, which has the old Tomoe River paper, and also in my 2025 Cousin, which has the new, I think it's called the Sons and Tomoe River paper, just to see if there are any differences between the two, because I haven't done any swatching to see if there are any differences. And then I will just write a sentence just on a regular, this is just a old, let's see, what is this? Oh, it's just a Hobonichi notebook, a plain notebook, and I'll just write out a sentence, and then we'll see over time just how it looks in a really fine nib, since that's how I will use it normally. So without further ado, let's get started. So day one, I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of the way now. Supergiant, which is obviously a red. I love the Colorverse mini inks. I remember one of my favorite inks of all time from Colorverse is called Gravity Wave, and they would come in like the big size, and then you always had a little mini one as well, and I used to take my mini one to work and just have it sit there. So I really like that. I am going to be using my ink muddler. I think this is normally for glitter fountain pen ink, but I think it'll work well for me to swatch this ink. Okay, so Supergiant. Open this. I have historically not been a red ink user, but I like it more lately. It's a very deep red. Wow. And actually, while I'm at it, why don't I go ahead? This is my 2024 Hobonichi. Hoping this doesn't bleed through for day one. Okay, let that dry. And then my 2025 Cousin. Move this over here. Actually, let me move over and did not color in the lines, but that's okay. Okay. I'm gonna let those kind of sink in the Cousins. So this is actually pretty fine as well, so that's good. This is the Colorverse Colorvent Day 1. Super giant. Looks like a nice, deep, rich, like a Santa red. It's not like an apple red. It has just a touch of like depth to it. If I go to my current Hobonichi, let's do this. This is supposed to be January 2025, but it's the only free month I have left in my current cousin, so that's fine. Just gonna put the name of the ink in here. So that would be super, whoops, giant. So I'll let that soak in. And let me write this one in too. Super, oof, it's really dumping ink. So I guess that'll be good to test out this notebook. Okay. Now, if I look at similar inks here, it's actually not terribly different from the Diamine Ho Ho Ho. I don't remember what year that's from. There is a little, I would say the Diamine color is a little bit more, it's a little bit more pink in it. This Colorverse does have a bit more richness, depth of a deeper color, but they're not terribly off. And if you look at the Colorverse Golden Gate Bridge, which was the 2023 SF Pen Show ink, the Golden Gate Bridge is definitely more magenta, has more of a magenta tone. But again, in writing, they're not really that different. But anyways, I do like the richness of, there's something really like Santa red about this. It's really like a stocking. So it's really nice. Okay. Let me see how this writes. In a pretty thin nib. This is a very fine, like a flex nib. This is how it looks on a fine. It's like a solid deep red. Like a normal amount of Tomorrow River Ghosting. This is of course the old Tomorrow River paper. This is quite old, many years old. Here is the current oh, it's smeared. Hold on, let me... Can't really tell if there's bleeding because there's washi tape on the other side, but if we look here with the 2025, I mean, you know, they're pretty darn similar. It looks just a tad bit flatter in the wash, but there's definitely more interest there. And then let's see, in the new Tomorrow River paper, there is, doesn't appear to be any bleeding, or again, it's underneath the sticker, but it doesn't appear to be a problem. So yeah, I do think it dried quicker on the 2025, the new paper. But of course, I could have put down a thicker wash here, so it's not clear to me. They're pretty similar, at least with this ink. So there you go. That's Super Giant. For day one. See you tomorrow. Bye.